So again, from a risk reward standpoint, DigiHost looks like a... All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing, and today I'd like to do my daily update on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. A little bit about myself for those who are new to the channel. I have a background in accounting. I was a CPA. I've been working with numbers for the last 30 plus years, and I've been a retail stock trader for about the last 2 decades. I hope to share some of my experiences and we can all make some money together. We cover Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit, so if you enjoy this content, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. Our channel had a bit of a setback because I got quite sick for a few weeks and was unable to make videos. Anybody who's willing to hit the like button or just leave a comment, it would really help quite a bit in the YouTube algorithm for us to get back on track to where we were before I got sick. So that said, let's talk about Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the 1-hour chart. So this starts back on December 23rd, which was the last trading day last week. We had in the United States, we had a 3-day weekend. So you can see on December 23rd, we had quite a rally from about 48,600 at 10 in the morning, all the way as high as almost 51,400 by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So very strong rally up. Now, over the 3-day weekend, you can see in general, we've been trading in a very tight range, and we haven't broken out either to the upside or the downside. So I will say in general, these 2 or 3 day periods of consolidation have been extremely healthy for Bitcoin, and they have all been followed by a nice move up. So that is not a guarantee that that's going to happen again, but that does seem to be the recent trend. So I've got a yellow line right here, just under $51,000. This is where the market closed on Thursday afternoon in the United States prior to the 3-day weekend. From market close, which is this yellow line, to where we're trading right now, Bitcoin's actually up about 0.75%. So nothing too dramatic. Bitcoin did have a nice 1, 2, 3 hour run here this morning. We're having a little bit of a pullback, so we'll have to see which way this goes. So I'm going to zoom way out and go back to December 3rd. So again, this was the flash crash from Bitcoin. We were trading up in the high 57s, low 58s at that point in time. All of this red right here is December 3rd. So gigantic crash. We settled back up at somewhere around $47,000. So we've been trading in a pretty tight range since then. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer because there's a shorter term trend happening. Okay, so you'll see a purple line here which represents the bottom of our trading range since the flash crash on December 3rd. If I go up here to this line at about 52,000, this has represented resistance, and actually we only got to about 51,900, so didn't quite get there. I'm using 52 just to make things simple. So that is the range that we have been trading in. So you can see we tested this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The last time we tested this was on December 20th, and I'm feeling very strongly now at this point that that was the bottom. So always scary to call a bottom. And I've talked about this date a few times with some hesitancy because everything was pointing to this being a short-term bottom, but you like to see it play out. So I think it is now playing out that way. If we look at the big board of Bitcoin miner stocks, you'll see we've got a mix of red and green. You'll see Bitfarms is up 0.5%. Cleanspark is down about 0.2%. So HUT, Hive, Riot, Marathon are all somewhere between 0 and 1.4% into the green. So Cypher, Bit Digital, GREE, and Any are also red in addition to Cleanspark. Again, nothing dramatic, somewhere between 1 and 3% red. I do think there's the potential for this board to become quite green by the end of the day. Some of these stocks were up 2, 3, 4, 5% earlier, just about 2 hours ago. So if Bitcoin can get healthy prior to the market close, I do think we could see a push up in these stocks. So long term, I remain bullish on Bitcoin. I am expecting sometime over the next 1 or 2 months for Bitcoin to retest its all-time high at 69,000. Now again, this is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. We've all seen over the last few months that this Bitcoin journey can take some very strange turns. Most of these Bitcoin miners are still in a buy zone. So the first one I want to look at today is CleanSpark. CleanSpark is at the moment down 0.17%, so very near to zero on the day. So the first thing I want to point out on this one is from the December 20th bottom until where it's trading today, CleanSpark is up around 11%. That is lagging way behind most of the other Bitcoin miners. So this remains in an oversold territory, and I can't find any specific reason why this would be lagging behind. There's been no news. CleanSpark's November operations were fantastic. It was the best month they ever had. I think there's an additional opportunity here in CleanSpark for some upside because it has lagged a little bit behind in getting kickstarted in this rally. So if we look at some key points, if we were to go from where we are today back to where CleanSpark was right before the flash crash on December 3rd, that would be a 36% upside. If we were to go back even just 2 days before that to December 1st, that would be a 55.5% increase from where it's trading right now. If CleanSpark was able to get back to its recent highs, and again, I'd like to remind everybody, its recent high somewhere in between $23 and $24 is nowhere near its all-time high, which was earlier this year, over $40. A fairly reasonable expectation, in my opinion, over the next 2 to 3 months for CleanSpark to recover back to its recent highs, which would be over a 97% increase in the price of CleanSpark stock. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm showing you what I believe to be the potential upside on CleanSpark, whereas we are very near a pretty strong point of support at $10.85. From a risk-reward standpoint, this looks like a very good trade today. The other miner I wanted to talk about today is DigiHost. Now, this is the smallest of all the miners that I cover. Having said that, if you guys watch the channel, you'll know this is one of my top 3 largest positions. Obviously, I feel very strongly about this company. So again, much like all the other Bitcoin miners, DigiHost bottomed out on December 20th. And it looks like it closed at about $3.50 on that day. So from that close to where we are in the middle of the day today, DigiHost has gone on a 46% rally. So that is extremely strong. In my opinion, DigiHost was in ridiculously oversold territory. A 46% rally is very, very strong. The thing is, there's still a lot of upside left, in my opinion. And the fact that on a very sideways day, DigiHost is once again up 6.58% at this moment. This is a 4 or 5 day rally that each and every day has been impressive. They've all been green. We did have one day in the middle where it was up over 20% in one day, and since that day, we continue to be on the rise. So DigiHost is in a very strong place. It was extremely oversold. This got down to about a $90 million market cap, which in my opinion is ridiculous. It's still only at about 120 million right now, so lots of room to the upside. Again, this is a smaller miner, but again, their November results were by far the best results they had had all year, significantly better than their previous best month. And they've got a lot of other things coming online over the next 3 or 4 months that will continue to increase their hash rate and should continue to increase their revenue and their profitability. Back to DigiHost's recent high on November 9th, which corresponds to Bitcoin's all-time high of 69,000. That would be about a 52% increase. But I'm just going to do one more number. If DigiHost were to go from where it is trading today to its all-time high, which it hit back in mid-February, and most of these miners hit their 52-week high in somewhere in that mid to late February range. That would be almost a 180% increase. So I'm just going to do one more thing and scale that back a little bit. Let's assume that, and you'll see this was a giant green candle on that day. Let's just back it down to where it went within the next 1 to 2 days. It pulled it pulled back to about $11.65. So that may be a more reasonable price target. That's a 128% increase in the price of DigiHost from where it sits right now. So that is a reasonable potential price point over the next 3 to 4 months. Much more reasonably, my price target for the next 3 to 4 months is this recent high in the $8 range. So again, from a risk reward standpoint, DigiHost looks like a good buy to me. Not financial advice. This is just my assessment of DigiHost, and as you guys know, this is a big holding for me, so full disclosure, I am invested in this. So we'll have to see what Bitcoin does for the rest of the trading day, and depending on that, I think we have the potential to see green across the board by the end of the day. So that's what I'm looking forward to and hoping to. If that does not happen today, I do believe we will be testing this purple line again sometime in the short term. We were just there on December 24th. I believe we'll definitely retest that shortly. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.